Have you ever felt like who you are just isn't enough? Like there's this constant pressure to be someone better, more outgoing, more manly, more put together, more whatever? If so, you're not alone. But what if I told you that this shame you feel, this quiet voice whispering that you're not who you're supposed to be, isn't a sign of failure, but a sign that society is pulling you away from your true self? That's exactly what the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche believed. And today, we're diving into his radical idea that freedom isn't about doing whatever you want, it's about becoming who you really are and letting go of shame to do it. Friedrich once wrote, "What is the seal of liberation? To no longer be ashamed of oneself." That's a powerful statement. For him, shame wasn't just uncomfortable, it was a prison. And the people who tried to shame others? He had a term for them as well, bad. Why? Because shaming someone doesn't help them grow. It tells them to hide who they truly are. You're forcing them to conform to your standards, not theirs. And when we internalize that shame, we do the same thing to ourselves. Nietzsche's idea of freedom starts with one clear message: you shall become who you are. He believed each of us has a true self, something deep and unique within us, like the full potential of an oak tree hidden inside a tiny seed. But like that seed, whether we grow into our full selves depends on our environment. If we're surrounded by judgment, unrealistic expectations, or toxic shame, we might never fully grow. We'll twist ourselves into shapes we were never meant to take, just to please the world around us. So what exactly is shame? At its core, shame is the belief that who I am is not who I should be. It's a judgment, often silent, sometimes loud, that says, "You're not good enough." But here's the thing, we weren't born with that belief. As babies, we didn't think about what we should do. We just did what felt natural. We cried when we were sad, smiled when we were happy, and acted purely out of instinct. It's only as we grow that society starts to whisper in our ears. You should act like this. You shouldn't say that. Real men don't cry. Real women don't do that. We begin to internalize these messages. We trade our desires for approval, our authenticity for acceptance, our true selves for a socially approved mask. And in doing so, we become strangers to ourselves. Let's bring this to life with a story. Meet Timmy. As a child, Timmy was sensitive, creative, and intuitive. He loved painting. He cried during sad movies. He paid close attention to how others felt. In short, he had the makings of a great artist and a deeply empathetic human being. But Timmy's mother didn't see it that way. She constantly compared him to his more masculine brother, shaming Timmy for being too sensitive, too soft, or not a real man. Slowly, Timmy began to believe her. He decided that who he was wasn't okay, so he created a new persona, someone louder, tougher, more stereotypically masculine. He hit the gym, joined the football team, and started living a life that wasn't his own. Timmy had to convince himself that this fake persona was who he really was. And in doing so, he cut off all contact with his authentic self. The result? Loneliness, alienation, emptiness. Because no matter how many friends he had or how manly he looked, no one knew the real Timmy. And how could they? He didn't even know himself anymore. Eventually, Timmy saw the truth. He was living someone else's life, trying to maintain relationships that weren't built on love, but on control. He realized that these people didn't love him. They loved the version of him that complied. So he let go. He walked away. He found people who accepted his true self, not his performance. He returned to his art, and slowly, he began to feel alive again. Nietzsche's point is this: toxic shame, shame based on the belief that who you are isn't who you should be, isn't just painful, it's destructive. It robs you of your potential, your identity, your freedom. And overcoming it? That's not just healing. That's liberation. Remember this: the world doesn't need another mask. It needs you, the real you. And the first step to becoming that person is to stop being ashamed of who you already are. If you found this video meaningful and interesting, drop a comment below and share your experience. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might find this content useful. And as always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.